Alright, so I am going to throw out a few catfish rods. I just about can't stand it, and Pepper can't either. So it's got the same dragging weight, 3-way swivel with a dragging weight, rattling, spook of the whole bluegill. I'm going to throw this one right here beside the boat. I'm going to throw 2 or 3 of them out. She's excited. She's always excited whenever rod and reel goes out. So this one's the same setup, same rig. This is just gonna be a straight up cut bluegill head. Same dragging weight. You hear Pepper barking. She's excited. Same rig, same setup. Santi rig is what they call it, I believe, but I got a cork right there instead of a rattling spook because I ain't got no more right now. I'm gonna have to use it. No, girl. There's like a 30 or 40 foot hole right out there. Like I say, I've caught them here before. And I am catching bluegill behind the camera. I just didn't feel like bluegill was that big of a deal to be on camera. This ain't no bluegill. I'm about to have to reel up my other pole. Yep. How dark this little thing is. If I can get him in. Oh, watch out, Pepper. Watch out, girl. Watch out, girl. That hook. Little bitty yellow cat on a cricket. That's the second one, and I noticed that the bluegill had quit biting, and that's because he was down there. Dark color. Probably use him for bait if you wanted to, but I'm about to have to reel up these other poles real quick, get them out of the way. There's a big log coming down through here. That was a bust. We got a few channel cat bites, but I guess we'll be back in the morning. Maybe they'll be biting. I just anchored fish for about 45 minutes. I'm gonna get on to the house and go to bed so I can wake up in the morning. These planter boards, I tried them out last week, but I couldn't figure them out. I don't know, it's something new to me. But I've been reading some stuff online about how to use them. So I'm gonna try how it says to use them. I don't know. Clips, I couldn't get the clips to disengage whenever I was using them the other day. These planter boards are supposed to keep your baits out there spread out so you can cover more distance. Because a lot of times the fish won't bite right up underneath the boat. And they will, but sometimes they won't. Try them out and see. Never used them. Well, I did use them last week and I couldn't figure them out. So basically, you're supposed to clip one end, this little clip onto your main line. Well, both of these clips, but this is like a clothes hanger kind of sort of thing. But it's got a lever on top. I think you're supposed to wrap the line around the lever so maybe you pull. I think that's how you do it. I don't know. We're gonna try it and see. I don't know if that's the way you're supposed to do it or not. Basically, you just let out as much line as you want. Spread them out as far as you want. I believe we got a fish right here. That's a good one. That's a big fish of bait. big piece of bait. I don't think he's as big as the bait was, but I gotta get mine. That's a good sign, though. Should have got my dip net ready a while ago. Didn't. Screwed up. He ain't be bad. I mean, really, he can't be bad because, like I said, the piece of bait is a little ridiculous. Having technical difficulties right now. They don't feel like those stonks. Catfish. Oh shoot, I won't act up, huh? Good fish, good first fish. He fought good. I'll release it. Something bobbing in the water right here. I don't know exactly what it is. It looks like a big carp or something. What that is. Whatever it is, it's still alive. Big striped bass, it looks like. No, big carp. I think it's pretty doggone big. One of them Asian carp. Well. He's an eater. So that was a pretty crappy day of fishing. Caught 2 yellowcat or flatheads, whatever you want to call them. We call them yellowcat down here, or I do. Me and my family do. I kept the smallest one, and I kept a few bluegill that I caught. I don't know if I got any big enough to eat or not, but I'm gonna eat them anyway. I've never personally cooked bluegill, but I've had them before. They're pretty good eating. And I guess I'll let my wife and the yellowcat. I should have kept the first yellowcat too, but I was not expecting them to be that hard to catch. I got a few channel cat bites, but man, I don't know. They just wasn't biting very good. We're headed to the dollar store to get some oil and some french fries to cook with it. But we'll get back with you whenever we start cleaning. Very big one. But they all eat the same. The small ones actually taste better. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang him on this hook I got right here. Hang him right there on that hook. Get my knife. Cut his tail right here, let him bleed out a little bit. The guts. Basically, I'm gonna cut him right here. There's a little hard bone right here. Slice him right there. Do the same thing on the other side. Really need catfish pliers. You do it with channel locks or really any kind of pliers, but the bigger fish you get, the harder it is. These yellow cats tend to skin out fairly easy, especially these small ones. Get that dog on a piece of skin right there. My wife, the baby on the golf cart over there. My wife doesn't like seeing stuff like this. But she'll eat the fish. Alright. So I'm gonna, well, basically, you want to skin him all the way out. Blood dripping out. I've never done that. Back up here. Now you just gut him how you would anything else, really. Deer, squirrel, rabbit. You hear noises and stuff, it's my chickens and quail. The quail will crow. Not a very loud, but it sounds kind of weird. Never heard one before. Alright, so there's your clean catfish. Now you just make your fillets how you want them. I normally like to do little nuggets so it cooks more evenly through and easier. Don't take as long. So this bluegill really ain't big enough to be eaten, but they ought to still taste good. Ought to be able to cook easily too. Basically, you just scale these back. Make sure you really want to get all the scales off of them. Scale them good. And basically, you just want to cut their head off. Cut them right down the middle so you can get all the guts and stuff out. Fairly easy to clean. I'll clean them up inside better, but that's basically what you're left with. Get all them scales off. They ain't much to eat, but it's fish. I thought about butchering up some of my male quail because I'm getting so many of them. I hatched some out and I got a lot of males that I need to get rid of. I had never eaten one, but well, not these quail. I've eaten quail before, but never eaten my own quail. My wife really doesn't like the idea of it, but cutting it right down the middle, basically. I'll wash him off better whenever I get inside. So I got a big Tupperware bowl. I got some all-purpose flour. Some people use cornmeal. I use flour. You really don't notice a difference. I just really don't like cornmeal that much. Just pour a little bit in the southern flavor. Coat the bottom real good. I got vegetable oil. I do like using peanut oil better, but it's all the dog's gonna have. So I got a big Tupperware bowl. I got some all-purpose flour. Some people use cornmeal. I use flour. You really don't notice a difference. I just really don't like cornmeal that much. Just pour a little bit in the bottom. Southern flavor. coat the bottom real good. So I got vegetable oil. I do like using peanut oil better, but it's all the dog's gonna have. Bluegill. So this is like the ideal size. I like to cut them in. Little nuggets, thin nuggets. Keep them spread out so they don't stick together. Same thing, lightly coat it. Lightly flour. Leave the grease hot enough to start cooking. I'm gonna throw a few of these onions in here and cook them first. I don't know, me and my wife like fried onions. These onions don't mess with your grease either. Like, change the taste of it. Like fish definitely changes the taste of grease. I wouldn't cook anything in fish grease, fish oil, whatever you want to call it. I'll just put all these in there. I believe the onions are done enough. You don't really have to get these cooked all the way. I'm gonna put them on a pan where I'm gonna put the fish. I'm gonna put my quail on a separate pan. There's Pepper sneezing. My little girl woke up, so I don't have to be as quiet, which I don't have to be quiet really at all, but I'm not gonna scream. But I believe our grease is hot. This is what the bluegill look like before they get battered. Here's the yellow cat already battered up. I'm gonna cook it before I cook the bluegill. Yeah, they small bluegill. They ain't very big. They ain't even as big as my hand. But I normally use them for bait for the big catfish to eat, but I'm gonna eat them tonight. We'll put the catfish, yellow cat fillets in here. Actually a decent amount of meat on that one fish. The bigger one would have been nice to have, and I could have just kept him, but it don't matter. I'm gonna cook another batch of the yellow cat, and then I'm gonna cook the bluegill. So I don't have a certain time limit that I cook these fish or anything, and I don't know the temperature of the oil. I just kind of eyeball it. But they look pretty crispy and done. And if they're not done, and I try a piece, I'll just throw it back in the grease and finish cooking it. But that's one reason why I cut them so small, is they cook easy. You really ain't got to worry about them. The bigger the pieces are, the longer they take to cook, and I don't like cooking really. Well, I don't mind it, but I just don't want to be sitting over here over the fryer for an hour cooking fish. Which in reality, I probably have been here for an hour, so this should be the last batch of yellow cat, and then I'll cook the bluegill. I think I can do all the bluegill in one batch. I hope so. Like I say, a lot of people like using cornmeal, but I don't really care for cornmeal. I like flour, and it tastes just as good. And everybody that I cook it for, they don't even notice the difference. So I guess it ain't a very big deal. Alright, that's the last batch of yellow cat. So the last batch of yellow cat is done, or like I said, I'm eyeballing it. I think it's done. It looks pretty crispy. Hey, my wife and my sister-in-law is probably gonna freak out whenever they see the bluegill on the plate. I know they didn't like the whole catfish that I've cooked before, or they didn't even attempt to eat it. So I'm gonna throw the bluegill in. I have one piece of yellow cat, so now I'm gonna drop it in there too. Alright, so I think the bluegill are done. They look pretty good. Look crispy. Now if they were bigger, I'd probably have to cook them a lot longer, but with them being so small, they should have cooked up pretty quick. I think there was 10 of them. Alright, so that's what we're cooking with. I'm gonna salt everything down real good. That ought to be enough for us three and my little niece. Alright, so me and Pepper got first dibs on trying it out. See if she likes it. That's the yellow cat. Looks like she likes it. I'm gonna give her a little piece of this bluegill, see. That was a little hot, wasn't it, Pepper? Alright, I'm gonna try it. That yellow cat's hard to beat. It's really hard to beat. Bluegill ain't bad either. So little though. There ain't much meat on it. Pepper likes it. You can eat their tails like a chip. You could probably eat these whole. I don't know. I know some people do. Alright. Well, it wasn't a very good fishing trip, but it was a fishing trip. So I figured I'd come home and cook some. At least have a video to put out. But me and Pepper will catch you some other time.